Okay. Yikes. I don't know what happened there, folks, but I am back. Okay, so as I was saying, you're going to use your alcohol ink of choice, and I'm using Cranberry, and I'm going to use Pesto. These are oldie but goodies. I absolutely don't know how this stopped streaming. Anywho, you're going to take your veggie tab from your can, and you're going to apply your alcohol ink just like so. And to kind of add a little bit of effect, just tap the pesto on the top, and that's what you end up achieving. Okay? And I'm going to put this back so I don't make a mistake and spill it all over the place. Alcohol inks dry literally instantly, in my opinion. They dry really, really fast. And then what you want to do is grab your flour and use your 3-in-1. And I'm just going to put the 3-in-1 around like so. And affix like so. Okay? So there's that one. Now, the other little tip that I wanted to share is you're going to need your eyelet setter, and you're going to move your... Hi, Carolyn. Hola, hello. I don't know what happened to my live. I was recording and then, well, it was streaming and then it disappeared. So I'm hoping that my the first 10 minutes recorded. But thank you for being here. I hope you're well. So I'm just punching a little hole like so, and you're going to add your eyelet and just like so. Oh, it's so sweet that you're here. I miss you, Miss Carolyn. I miss your hauls. And then we're going to grab this oldie but goodie, and let's say right here, we're going to grab this one. And I want to distress the edges a little bit, just like that. Yes, when you can. I know life can be very busy at times, but you are missed. Thank you. You're so sweet. I'm really having a blast. It's such a joy. This community is truly special. So I'm just adding this eyelet on that tab. And then I'm going to use this jump ring. Of course, you're welcome. And my jump ring here. And then I'm going to slip this through like so. Okay. And look how easy and pretty that is to put together, literally just using your scraps. And adding a few stamps, some embroidery, eyelets, and it literally looks like if you used a die cut, but you didn't. So that's that one. And then this one is using the veggie can tabs, if you will. And you'll see that the paint did bleed through a little bit because I watered it too much. But again, you can definitely choose your thickness. But you can add another jump ring here, all sorts of other things to accent your tag, your card, your journal cover, whatsoever you desire. Thank you. Thank you so much. And the other little thing I wanted to share is you can, of course, incorporate all sorts of other things, plastic leaves if you want, but so you know what? I don't, just in case, Carolyn, I'm going to show how I made it because I don't know if the first 10 minutes saved. I absolutely don't know what happened. But what I did is I cut a bunch of different shapes, 2.5 by 2.5 or 2 by 2. And these are the trays that I use to kind of keep my things organized. And actually, I'm going to use the flour sack on this third flower. Okay? So you're going to fold it like so. You're going to make a triangle. You're going to make another triangle. And then you're going to fold that triangle backwards. And then you're going to flip this one like so. Okay? And then what you want to do is you want to keep these peaks and valleys that are opened. You want to keep these to your right. Okay? And then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut a shape, kind of like an oval shape, but you're going to bring it down. I'm going to try to bring this up a little bit sideways. You're going to snip it right there. And then you're going to take at the end here and you're going to snip a little off. Okay? And before you open it, you don't have to, but I recommend that you distress the petals like so. And I'm using a festive color. Okay, then you're going to open this like so. And there's your first petal. Now I'm going to use, this is very thin, flour sack. It's 100% cotton, and I bought this many, many years ago to dye, to make ribbons and things like that. So I'm showing you the fold there, okay? Then you're going to fold it again. So that's the first fold. This one is a little different. Let me open it again. You're gonna take your square, make a triangle, make another triangle, make another triangle. And you want to keep your peaks and valleys open to this side. And then you're going to take your bone folder and you're going to bring this bottom part over like so. And it's like an airplane. I'm using now my sewing fabric scissors and I'm going to make a different shape like so. I'm going to try anyway. And then I'm going to bring this down like so. And then I'm going to snip it there. And then I'm going to distress the petals like so. Then I'm going to open this up like so. Okay, just like that. Now, what I want to do is stamp on this fabric so that it pops. I just want to make sure that I have it facing the right way. Just like that. Okay. And then you're going to place your petal like so. And now what I want to do is, I think I want to use, let me use this ledger one. Go like this, make my triangle. Do another triangle. And then I'm going to bring it this way and this way. And I want to bring this up a little bit more. Okay, on my peaks and valleys on my right. And then I'm going to make my airplane like so. And here I'm going to make my own shape, bring it down, nip that tip there, use my, then open this up like so. Okay. And then I think I want to stamp on that one as well. So I'm going to go like this. Okay. And put this way. Bring this over here. And I'm actually going to use the 3-in-1 glue to show you, if you don't have brads, put a little bit of glue in the center. And I'm going to put that one right there. And then put a little bit more glue in the center of that one. Put it right there. And I'm going to use these plastic berries that you can remove from those poinsettias. And then you're going to put it in the middle. Okay? Just like so. And there you have it. Super easy, economical, beginner friendly, using your stash. Is that not pretty? That's the tab one. And then this is the one where we added the floss with the little Merry Christmas tab. And then this one says Joy. And here's a bigger one where I put the veggie tab, metal one. And then these are the others that I made. I hope this inspires you to create these flowers that are so festive, easy to make, as I said. And until next time, thanks for hanging out with me.